PCC kids, I'm so excited to see you. So today I was trying to figure out what it means when the Bible says that Jesus is fully God and fully man. That's crazy, because how can one person be fully something and also fully another thing? It doesn't make any sense. But here with me today, I have something called oobleck, and it's supposed to help me figure it out. You see, oobleck is a liquid. It's drippy. But also, it's harder than a rock when you try and punch it. So crazy. Now, it's not quite the same as Jesus being fully God and fully man, but it does help us understand it a little bit. So now let's turn to the Bible to figure out exactly what that means. Okay, I'm sure some of you guys have heard this story, and it's the perfect example of Jesus being fully God and fully man. So crazy. It starts off on the Sea of Galilee. Now, the disciples and Jesus were taking a nice boat ride on the Sea of Galilee to get to the other side. It was a nice day. I'm sure there's probably a few nice clouds in the sky, maybe some birds chirping up ahead. It was lovely. Just the perfect day for a nice sail. The disciples were chilling out on the boat, and I'm sure they were kind of enjoying it. And Jesus, he was over here sleeping and taking a nap because he'd had a long day. And that actually is a great example of Jesus being fully man, because God doesn't need to take naps, but Jesus, he did need to take naps because he was fully man. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, this huge storm came around. And storms on the Sea of Galilee get real crazy real fast because the winds are so strong. And the boat was getting overtaken by these giant waves. And the disciples were probably screaming their heads off. Ah! Because it was probably really scary. They might have even been worried about maybe some creepy fish under the water. You never know. Ah! So, the disciples were freaking out. And then, the most amazing thing happened. Jesus woke up because the disciples were probably screaming really loud. And he said, "Be still." And you know what happened? The waves, they just went away. And the winds stopped right then and there. And then it was back to being that beautiful, nice, lovely day on the sea. And that's pretty amazing. No man could do that. Only God could. And that's a perfect example of Jesus being fully God. He stopped the storm with just one word. Pretty crazy. Now, I know it's probably a little bit hard to wrap your head around the fact that Jesus is all God and all man. But this story is a great example of him showing him being fully man because he had to take a nap, and fully God because he had the power to calm the storm. All right, guys, it was so fun hanging out with you. I'll see you next week.